Do you think I have a cold open prepared, Tom?
Well, I just thought, maybe. But the good thing is that we have our Spotify Wrapped because we're going to spend 45 minutes talking about that because that's what the people really want to see, Perna. They
The,
want to know, why did I listen to orangutan noises over thunderstorms for 18 hours straight?
that's how you get in the right mindset to do the Southern divisions in the NFL.
And now oh baby, we here.
We steer
You in the right direction, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the Grossi Perna Show. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna, and this is GPS. Did it.
and you've been navigated.
All right, bye-bye.
Wow. This is a Wednesday, and there's a lot to talk about today, Tom. A lot of things are happening in the NFL. We're going to compare our power rankings like we do every Wednesday.
Yes.
We're going to rank the 10 worst teams in the NFL because it's been about a month since we've done it. Figure there might be a shakeup there. Deshaun Watson returns this week. Russell Wilson may have lost the locker room. And DeShone Kizer had a great interview talking about Aaron Rodgers, the Packers, lizard people.
9/11.
I watched a big segment of it, and it was a breath of fresh air. Very candid interview. I suggest everybody check it out. So we got to get through all of that. In addition to maybe looking at which teams still have a chance to sneak into the playoffs.
Which 4-win team?
Include the Jaguars. The Jacksonville Jaguars might make it into the playoffs. Oh, God. Usually Wednesday we're like a little bit of a lull. This Wednesday, jacked up. It's on the PEDs.
So now we talk about Spotify?
Yes, but first,
Brandon texted me this morning because, again, we do the rundown every morning. We set the agenda, what we're going to talk about. And he just sends me a text while I'm washing the dishes going, hey, we should talk about our Spotify Wrapped. What songs and artists did we listen to the most this year? And I was like, all right, let's do it.
Well,
it's pretty great.
It's one of those things where Spotify does it for you. And I think as an individual, you get that, and it's the curiosity is just sparked. Like, you know what you've listened to, but it's nice to see it, like, wrapped up for you. And then everybody starts posting about it. So it's a brilliant marketing move by Spotify. And the more you see these things, the more you're like, I don't give a shit what you listen to. Like, it's one of those things that becomes really annoying on social media. So I said, what's more annoying than me and this show? Well, how about we add our Spotify top songs? And the real reason I wanted to do it, Tom, is whoa.
That's for you, Perna. I got a fitty.
All right, I made a Lions fan the Broncos side chick. Hell yeah. I mean, that is, oh, buddy, music boy.
Music
that
boy.
That is okay.
We ride and we die together.
You're going from the Lions and picking the Broncos in their current state to be your side team is so respectable, so commendable, because you, sir, are just setting yourself up to be hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Just hurt right now. Oh, my heart is now open. But the reason I wanted to do Spotify is I got my top songs. I knew what my top songs were, except number 5 surprised me a little bit.
Hometown's a great song.
Yeah. I listened to the crap out of that. The Mountain, I was basically listening every night when I decided to go to bed. Grounds, I want that to be our intro song one day, Tom.
Okay,
and then Live Fast, Die Young, Bad Girls Do It Well. Now everybody knows what song I listen to get motivated and hyped up. Can't explain it.
Girl.
Always been an MIA stan, and that song just gets me jacked.
And top artists, what are we looking at there?
Oh yeah, top artists. I got into Cleopatra this year. Greta Van Fleet, Holding Steady, Jack White.
Rainbow Kitten surprise.
So we do our power rankings every year. Look at number 4 on mine and number 4 on Tom's.
That's right, baby.
Weird.
Listen, Hosier is usually number 1, but he didn't drop a new album, just a new song, so he didn't hit that number 1. But yeah, Rainbow Kitten surprise. We got that match, baby. Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of Matt Mason lately. I'm digging it.
Yeah.
Definitely
I only know 2 of those artists.
I want to talk about real quick, and then we'll get into actual football. So when it comes to my top songs, before we reveal this, it makes sense based off what this is, like 2 through 5.
Okay.
But my number 1 song is a little different. And the reason being, and I have to put some context here.
Tom.
So back in July, I had to write Coach Season 4, Episode 7, which is a very sad, heart-wrenching episode. And I really needed to put myself in a headspace that was going to kind of be able to like just let it flow. It was a 30-page script. And so I just played the same song over and over and over again. And apparently I played it over 60 times. So my number 1 song of the year is the song from Up that's played when the wife dies in the beginning.
Wow. What a depressing... What month? July? What a depressing summer for Tom. I think they call that method acting, Tom.
Yeah, it was a 30-page script. I had to.
Whoa.
So, yeah, and Bonnie Light Horseman. I actually never heard of them, but I went to go see Bon Iver this summer, and they opened, and they were pretty damn good. So, listen to them a lot. So,
nice.
Yeah. That's, there you go. There you go. Never. All right, so yeah, that's Spotify.
Now you guys know you've taken a peek into our souls.
You have. Yeah, I had to give that context because no normal human being has listened to the Up song the most in 2022, let alone 60 times. So
shout out to Rachel, who helped make the Russ plane, which I used in the thumbnail today. Just it's beautiful, but I don't need any more.
They were there last year, Adam. It's just that Rise Against, they didn't put out anything like they put out a couple good things. Listen, Pain Management again, but Tank. Listen, Tank. All right, we ready, Perna?
Yeah. What are we doing first? What do you
want? How about lizard people? Let's talk about that because that's something that came about. So this this was something that popped up on my timeline a lot because Packers Twitter was having a field day about it because DeShone Kizer went on a podcast, was interviewed, and he said the first time that he met Aaron Rodgers, the first thing that Aaron Rodgers said to him was, "Do you believe in 9/11?"
Which it did happen, so you should definitely believe in it.
Yeah. And DeShone Kizer was like, yeah. And he's just like, you should read up on it. And apparently, like, this is not a surprise. Like, an article came out a few years ago when they were talking to Seneca Wallace, who was on the Packers for a little bit. And Aaron Rodgers was talking about chemtrails and that kind of stuff, too. And I feel like we have gotten a good look into how weird Aaron Rodgers is over these past couple of years. Definitely different. Obviously, this was the summer of ayahuasca in which, he went on that podcast and talked about doing all of that. And apparently, apparently this is something that he just likes to talk about and just ask like a lot of out there questions. And it's a bonding activity. Now,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's a normal thing to do of like, if I met Brandon Perna for the first time going, hey, do you believe in 9/11? Cause that's a bit out there. Just a little. But yeah, apparently Aaron Rodgers is the kind of conversation topics that he likes to get into.
Which, like, I think discussing anything like that is fun. I think that's
Josh
an interesting
McDaniels.
activity. Although it's like Tom and I really don't have a lot of discussions with other humans other than
No.
this show. It's us talking into a camera.
It's true.
So, like, I get that. And it's one of those things where it's a catchy headline, and you have to watch the segment with DeShone Kizer talking about the Packers and Aaron Rodgers, because I think like people are just going to be like, oh yeah, Aaron Rodgers effing crazy. Just another example of him being crazy. And maybe he is a little bit. But what my takeaway from that was listening to DeShone Kizer talk about his experience in the NFL. It reminded me of like when we talked to Kurt Benkert and how like crazy it is like being not the starting quarterback and how basically your future is just dictated by a lot of things you can't control.
Sure.
And DeShone Kizer was talking about how smart of a football player Aaron Rodgers was and how smart of a person he was, actively like searching out this information, and how it showed DeShone Kizer like he doesn't have to be just about football. Like he can have interests in other things. That was one interesting thing. But the other being like the journey of his NFL career and how he wanted to be like a backup, and after he kind of like realized he wasn't a starting caliber quarterback and he had a lot to learn, and if he had went to the Packers in a situation where his expectations weren't to be this like athletic dynamic QB,
Like he was with the
just
Browns.
learn. And he's like, because I'm a smart quarterback in that I can pick up offenses. I know all this stuff. He's like, I had some bad games. I put out bad tape and I got lumped into this role where I couldn't just grow in that relationship. So he also talked about like Mike McCarthy being a very smart head coach. So Aaron Rodgers is a genius. Mike McCarthy's a genius. I'm not sure where I land on DeShone Kizer, but I mentioned it because I think anybody curious about kind of
like that
the
process
backup role for quarterbacks, just listen to the segment, click on the TMZ link, and it's like it starts right there, and it's like 10 minutes, and it's just pretty fascinating.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, I mean that, and speaking with Kurt, right? Like, and talking to him, like it is fascinating to see how different the roles are, right? From like starting QB, QB2, practice squad guy, or QB3. And it's radically different because obviously the majority of the reps in practice, they're going to go to QB1. Maybe like QB2 will get a few. And then like talking to Kurt, he's like, we would get like 3 or 4 passes. Maybe.
Yeah.
Like maybe. Like, and that's all you have. And again, you can't put stuff on tape. You know, there's nothing where it's really out there. So it is fascinating. And I've said this so many times on different mediums, like my favorite like what ifs are like QBs that were busts or QBs that like just didn't have the career that we thought they would. If they went to a different situation, how would that have changed? Right? Like how would Patrick Mahomes, like if he went to the Bears, like how would that have changed? You know, like that kind of stuff. It's fascinating because you look at some of like these elite talents and you go like, oh, well, they'll be good like wherever they go, you know, but what about the guys like who didn't have that opportunity and could have been really good, but like they were thrown on a terrible team with like a bad O-line or a bad coach or, you know,
we're watching that happen in real time this season with Tua and the Dolphins. Like we're seeing how a situation change has made like all the difference.
Yeah.
The other funny thing he said was, so he got along with Mike McCarthy. He got along with Aaron Rodgers. He thought he was going to really just be the backup guy. And then the Packers, they make a coaching change. He's like, then I find out they're bringing in Matt LaFleur, who, when I was at Notre Dame, he told me I should switch to tight end. He's like, so I was right away like, oh God, how is this going to go? He's like, but because of that connection, LaFleur was like on my side. And things were going well, but then the Packers bring in Tim Boyle and seem more like ownership. GM wanted to see what Tim Boyle had versus what I had, and then I was cut, and I thought I was going to be the guy there backing up Rodgers for a long time, maybe getting a shot to be a starter again. And then he talked about getting released and going on waivers, and he thought like he was going to clear waivers, and he was going to try to go to Buffalo to play behind Josh Allen, but the Raiders swoop in and grab him, and he's there with Mariota and Peterman and Gruden, and I don't know. It's just like your destiny. If you're not a starter, you're just at the mercy of so many factors you can't control.
And there's so much like nepotism. There's so much like, oh, it's who you know. Like the NFL is very, very ancestral, like with its hiring and who they bring in and who they give opportunities to. We see this with coaching all the time, but it's the same exact thing with players. I mean, I've talked to a lot of former players at this point, and they're just like, oh, like coaches might just not like you, or they just have like their guys that they bring from place to place. So you don't even have a shot.
No,
and like that's tough because it is very political. It is about like who you know. And you were talking about, QBs making a big change. I mean, look at Trevor Lawrence too, right? He's having like a nice stretch right now. And who was it? I think it was one of their players who literally is on the team right now, who's saying like, I felt bad for Trevor Lawrence. He had to deal with Urban Meyer in his rookie year. Like that could have ruined Trevor Lawrence, but it seems that things are at least going in the right direction now. That's phenomenal. Uncultured. You sound like you worked with phenomenal people. Like it's just interesting all the time. But yeah, so I don't know. The podcast it is interesting. And I know like the Aaron Rodgers stuff got the majority of like the clicks and kind of attention. But
but I mean, it eventually goes to where DeShone Kizer says he believes in lizard people. So that's the world we also live in.
I mean, Sammy Watkins does too. So
yeah, what I like about these. What I really respect from athletes is when they just give you honest interviews. Next to being funny, that's the thing like I respect the most. It's just like no bullshit, no cliches, none of that stuff. Just flat out like what is going on, how it impacted you, owning up to when you're not like great at your job in the biggest spotlight. Like I could listen to that stuff all day. And the other thing I listened to last night was because it was all over my timeline. Tom Pelissero and Mike Garafolo in their NFL Network show. They're talking about the Broncos and Russell Wilson and the state of the team and how everything's gone wrong. And they said Russell Wilson has lost a couple of the guys in the locker room or lost some players in the locker room. And that Nathaniel Hackett hasn't. That players still like playing for Nathaniel Hackett.
Okay.
So that's not a huge surprise. And I was looking for something other than like we've heard some things. I saw a tweet about Taylor Lewan said some of the players have texted him and kind of said similar things about everybody not buying into Russell Wilson.
Or his agent.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah. But I have still yet to hear exactly why. You know what I mean? Like Aaron Rodgers can ask guys about 9/11, talk about lizard people, be weird as hell. Players still like him. Russell Wilson, weird in a different way.
Very different way.
Everybody hates him. And this year, he's not playing well. He's playing very, very bad. He's playing very, very bad. If he was playing good, we might hear some of these things, but everybody'd be like, who cares?
Yeah, no one cares.
Because like they cited like, oh, he showed up to training camp in his Russell Wilson jersey. The team doesn't like that they've been memed to death online. Like, give me something that shows like he is just he doesn't work with guys. Like he refuses to do it. Like, because the other thing in the offseason, he had all the guys over at his house. They were doing the drills. They were doing all the stuff. Maybe that was just for show, but like, I just want something to like show me outside of him being weird as to why guys don't want to play for him or don't like him. Because I don't give a shit if he's weird. Your job is to play well, regardless of who your quarterback is. And team hasn't done it. Russell Wilson's been bad, but so have a lot of guys on offense. And it's one of those things that it starts with the quarterback, and when he's bad, it trickles down to everybody.
Sure.
But there's like nobody on the offense who can come out and be a leader and say, like, you got to play like me. Like, you got to step up and do what I'm doing every week. Like, if the Broncos had like a guy like Amon-Ra St. Brown, they don't. Everybody makes mistakes every single game. So it's just this thing where, yeah, we know Russ is weird. We know players don't love him. Got a personality that rubs him the wrong way. But other than that, give me a lizard thing. Give me something to go, oh, okay. I wouldn't want to play for that guy either.
Well, I think it touches on like a bunch of things that you said, right? Because if the Broncos have a winning record right now, right? Even if they were like 8-4, I saw it. If they're like 8-4, no one cares. And like you said, like you're hearing little things about it, but it's because he's weird. They're losing. And maybe it is like a lack of leadership. It's a brand new head coach, right? Yeah. There's how many veterans are on that offense that can say like, hey, rely on me to be like the strong point. Look how well I'm playing. It ain't Jerry Jeudy. It ain't Courtland Sutton. You know what I mean? Like there's nobody that's playing so incredibly well that it's like, oh, like I'm the actual leader of this team. And maybe because Russell Wilson is Russell Wilson, I mean, like I could understand if players like don't like being made fun of or like being memed about and like the team is a joke and they're losing. Like nothing is going well. And maybe Russell Wilson's just going to be the outlet of why people are so pissed off. But
they should honestly be thankful for that. He's catching
of
all of the heat. You know what I mean? Like if I were a player and I were, say, I don't know, Melvin Gordon fumbling 5 times this season, and everybody just ripping on Russ every week. Like, I'm going to catch crap when the fumbles come, but next week, you're going to be back on Russ. Like, I would be happy if the attention were being drawn away from me. But it's bad. The point is, it is beyond repair. And it's so bad that Broncos fans, reporters, they're trying to figure out financially how it could work if the Broncos cut Russell Wilson,
which is not great.
No,
we've gone from we're gonna have a QB for 10 years to all right, how could we get rid of him this year?
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just funny. Like you can be weird, you just got to be good. You can be unlikable, you just got to be good.
Well, so to that point, right? Being good masks a lot, and I think on certain teams, some players are put up with, whether it is by other players or whether it is by coaches, because that player is so talented and so good. Yeah. It's going to be interesting next couple of years.
This was actually one of the things I saw that made sense. Because of Russ's contract, the Broncos moved away from Bradley Chubb. You know, they made that trade. And that Chubb was a guy a lot of guys loved in the locker room and really liked. So knowing Russ not living up to his contract and then a piece to the team everybody kind of liked got shipped out. And that was something that rubbed players the wrong way as well.
Wasn't it one of the defenders that you shipped off to the Seahawks too? Wasn't he like super popular?
Shelby Harris?
Yes.
Yeah, guys like Shelby Harris too.
So
I like both those players. And when Russ was traded, Shelby was the guy I was like, dang, that kind of sucks to lose Shelby Harris.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But like you said, if they're winning, no one cares. But everything's going wrong for the Broncos right now. So because of that.
Welcome to hell.
Whoa! Whoop! Mac, what a fade for the game. Think Whistling. Do I think it? That's the issue. Whose job does it save? Right? Because they're giving him so much money, does it save Wilson around? It's like, hey, listen, like we're tied to him. Like we have to like give him more opportunities. I think it might. I mean, there's a report coming out today that, you know, it's not a matter of if, it's when Hackett's going to be fired. I use report in quotes, but I don't know. I feel like they might give up on Hackett first because they think like that's going to be an automatic, like that's going to be the thing that's going to give them that instant gratification of things are going to get better right away.
And it's not even that. It's just like you can move on from Hackett easily. You cannot move on from Russell Wilson easily.
I'll give it. Mac, I got you.
Don't blink. If you're a blinker, cut your eyelids off.
Just cut them off. I also like how it fades in now. Look, do you see that? Like it's happened now.
I know StreamYard made some updates, Tom.
Look at them. Maybe they can actually not. My mic isn't jumping all up and down today, so maybe they actually finally fixed that crap that's been annoying for 6 months. Sorry, I wasn't angry. Okay.
Yeah.
Before we rank the bottom 10, you want to do our power rankings?
Might as well take a look at the old power rankings.
Let's look at the old power rankings. What the? What is that, Brandon? Why do you have 12 now?
It's time to move up to the top 12 and eventually maybe the top 14.
Oh my God!
I thought of you,
playoffs yet. It's not playoffs. But you know what's funny?
In the playoffs, you got to start talking about the.
Go back to that. So we have number 10, 9, and 8, the exact same. Look at us. Look at us.
Look at that.
Look at us.
Would you look at that? Would you look at that?
All right.
Yeah. I went 12. I was going to go 14, but I was like, no, you got to make some tough decisions, Perna. Don't be a coward. Be a leader.
Why
be
12?
A quarterback.
Why 12?
Because why not?
Chargers.
Yeah, baby. Look, the Chargers are an interesting team, and they just got flexed in. The Broncos got flexed out of the Sunday night game with the Chiefs.
Thank God.
You know, like, I'm conflicted about that, Tom, because I was like, oh, thank God. I don't have to endure Broncos football in prime time again. But then I was like, you know what? The world should have to suffer with me. I think everybody should have to watch this team specifically against the Chiefs, okay? And I wanted Chiefs fans, they're going to feel the pain, but it actually hurts Chiefs fans that it's not in prime time. So I'm okay with that part of it. Less people are going to watch them. Less people are going to see how good Patrick Mahomes is against the Broncos. So it's fine. But I did want everybody to suffer. I think they should suffer. Dolphins, Chargers, that should be a really good game. That is, in terms of narrative too, Tua, Justin Herbert on the big stage together, a very divisive QB debate amongst people. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, Perna. So this one individual left 3 comments that were like a book because I put the Bills at number 7. And I was told to go eat an Impossible Burger, that I'm just like the left-wing media, just like CNN, because I put the Bills at 7. They were unsubscribing, and then they commented 2 more times. That was the most angry I've ever seen for putting the Bills at number 7.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't deal with those people.
That was interesting. That was a good time. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
If
an arbitrary ranking system is going to ruin your day, you've got bigger issues to tackle on multiple levels.
So just to give you an idea, so here you go, because good old Johnny Barks found it first, and then I saw the other ones. It was here, just to give you a glimpse, folks, of some of the comments that we get. This is again for making the Bills at number 7 on my power rankings. Okay. Doesn't know what Bills fan pissed in my cereal. 8-3, 7th best team. Go eat another fake veggie burger, you left-wing radical. Because I put the Bills at 7. Name another team that has beaten each other division's top teams in the conference. I mean, you haven't beaten the Dolphins, who are ahead of your own division, but that's neither here nor there. All right, there you go. You beat the Chiefs, the Titans, the Ravens. The Ravens really good, right? Not to mention the Miami woke team. Miami's woke. I don't know how. I don't know how Miami's woke yet, but I'm going to get to the bottom of it, okay? They beat 21 teams in a row by 10+ and can't win close games. So
the team being sued for racial discrimination is the woke team.
Just like the left-wing media, MSNBC plus CNN, they discard all of it. I don't deserve Rodgers, apparently. You bash him for being one of the few QBs who don't read the teleprompter. I don't know any QBs that read a teleprompter when they're on there for their press conference because there's no teleprompter.
Wow.
That's not there. But the best part, snowflakes melt when it's hot, kid.
Okay. Sleepy Joe Biden. You got all.
It's bingo. It's
buzzwords.
bingo in there. So
talk about somebody who doesn't know how to think on their own.
But hey, it's because I put the Bills at 7.
Yeah.
That's why. That is why.
Yeah.
There was nothing I said. There was nothing that was there. There you go. Gabe agrees with his amazing beard.
Lifelong Bills fan.
How can you ever argue with that?
You know what's funny?
I put him at 7.
So you got called like a left wing soft snowflake because Bills, but also they lumped in being vegan in there, right?
Oh yeah.
I wonder like how many like ultra conservative, far right wing people are also vegan, but they can't tell anybody about it.
They're just eating the Brussels sprouts under the table.
Yeah.
How's the turkey? Delicious. They're just giving it to the dogs.
They're in the vegan closet. Like, I can't let any of my friends know I don't eat meat.
Oh, Connor, we did it for the whole beginning of the show. We did it.
Connor, boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom.
So, yeah, that was interesting. But yes, I'm the snowflake for going on and complaining.
Yeah.
So yeah, let me talk about why I think the Bills are at 7, because you kept them in the top 5. And I expressed my concerns about them on Friday when we talked about them post-Thanksgiving. And I think the Bills are still a really, really good team. But at the same time, like, I have concerns about them. Injury concerns, the fact that, like, their last 3 games haven't been the best. They lost against the Jets. And that was still when they had Zach Wilson. They lost against the Jets, right? That first half with the Browns was really not so great, but they stepped up. And then, like, the Lions, they went toe-to-toe with them. And I think the Lions are a solid football team this year. Don't get me wrong. But, like, I'd be concerned about them playing the Chiefs again or the Dolphins again. So, yep. Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know how the Dolphins are woke. That's what I want to know.
People got narratives they believe in. It doesn't matter what else happens.
If they lose to the Patriots.
Woo! Oh, yeah. See, I think Bills, they got Josh Allen.
Yeah.
To me, that's always going to keep him in the top 10. He's playing through an elbow injury that has got him off his game a little bit. I believe that. All right.
Yep.
They lose Von Miller. He's going to be out for a little bit of time. That worries me. But the Bills to me are a team. They're going through adversity. Yeah. They fight through it. And I think that's a good thing for them. And I think they've had I think the stretch, and it's going into this next game too with the Patriots, because it's Thursday night. So they play back-to-back Thursday night games, which is weird. They stay in Detroit 2 Thursday because their games moved because of a blizzard. Yep. If they beat the Patriots in this stretch, like, I think that's really impressive. Like, that's a lot of external crap you can't control, and you're still going out there and getting wins. And I think the Lions are a good football team. I said if I were going to 13, I would have put the Lions ahead of the Ravens, because that's how annoyed I am with the Ravens not being able to win football games. So I think beating Detroit, I think that's a big win for the Bills. And they got all the playmakers. They're going to be all right. OBJ visiting, according to Von Miller. OBJ has added the Bills to his list. And Vaughn says, I don't think he's going to leave. I honestly also don't think that matters. I think OBJ, great. His comeback last year, great. I don't think he's going to be good this season. It's just another ACL injury. It's just too many knee injuries for.
It might just be like the playoffs, right? Like, just like go through the playoffs and help whatever team for like 3 or 4 games. And
and I don't even know how effective he can be coming back from that injury. So. No. I've been on that bandwagon. I've been on that bandwagon for a while.
So, all right, can you just go back to the? Let's do real quick. Okay, there we go. Okay, so number 1. So you finally put the Chiefs at number 1. I'm proud of you, buddy. Okay.
Yeah, I'm committing to giving the Chiefs what they deserve, and it's my respect.
Oh God, here we go. Who'd you curse this week?
The Jets.
Oh, God.
Poor Jets.
Mike White's going to throw 5 interceptions. Okay,
Yeah.
Eagles at 2. Yep, so 2 and 3 swapped. Okay, yep. Top 5 there. Okay. All right, so you got Dallas at 6. Yeah, I got him a little high at 4. Okay. But we both given some love to the Commanders. That's what.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not impressed that they beat the Falcons, but I'm impressed with the way they beat the Falcons. And
just keep winning. Just keep winning.
I said we're going to find out who the Commanders really are in the next month. They have 2 division games, and they got the 49ers in there. Win those division games or split those, beat the 49ers, then I'll talk about you as a good team, Washington. I'll talk about it.
Give them something to talk about. All right, we want to rank the 10 worst teams?
Yes, I do.
Let's do it.
Should I bring up the tier maker?
Do it. Yeah,
I need you to cover for me. So.
Oh, okay. In other news, before we even get to that, or we could talk about the 4 teams, like the 4-win teams that could also make the playoffs right now.
Ooh, yeah, bring up those guys.
Okay, let's talk about that. Let me open this. All right, let's do NFL standings here. We're so professional. Okay, there's a bunch of
Peter Griffin.
Say again?
So you Peter Griffin?
Yes. Exactly. So there's a bunch of 4-win teams right now in the NFL. You got the Saints, Panthers, Packers, Lions, Cardinals, Raiders, Browns, Steelers, Colts, and Jaguars. And so I posed the question to one Brandon Perna, saying which of these 4-win teams do you think actually has the best shot to make the playoffs? Because he put it in the rundown that it's possible for the Jaguars to make the playoffs. So let's just take a scroll down here. All right. So let's start off in good old Brandon Perna's division here with the first 4-win team, and that is the Vegas Raiders.
Wow.
Brandon Perna.
Aren't they coming back?
Look at them winning, right? 2 in a row, winning overtime games now. You know, Josh Jacobs running well.
Gee. Have mercy.
Look
at that. 4-7, and they got a chance. How pathetic.
I don't think so. Yeah, 4 wins. I don't think they will, though. It really doesn't make sense.
Broncos could be 5-6 if they beat the Raiders and the Panthers, but they couldn't.
Yeah,
couldn't do it.
Then you got 2 teams in the AFC North. You got the Cleveland Browns with Deshaun Watson coming back this week.
Yeah.
Yuck. And you got the Pittsburgh Steelers, who'd had a big win on Monday night against the Indianapolis Colts. It depends on how good Deshaun Watson is.
I don't think he's going to be good right away.
God, I hope he's not. But, I mean, the Browns' schedule, I feel like is not too terrible. I know they're going to have a bunch of divisional games, but the Browns' schedule is the Texans, and they play Bengals, Ravens, Saints, Commanders, and Steelers. Okay.
That's winnable.
They are winnable. It might not be the easiest, but Guillermo thinks that they're going to have a winning record. The Raiders thinks they're going to.
That would happen to the Raiders.
Steelers, I don't think they have the offense to do it. They didn't look too bad against the Colts, but I don't think they have the offense.
No, Steelers, no chance. Sorry, Pittsburgh.
Sorry.
The Jaguars have a better chance than the Steelers to make the playoffs.
It depends if Mike White could be consistent. All right, Colts and Jaguars.
Yeah. Did you explain how the Jags could keep their playoff hopes alive this week?
I have not.
Okay, so Jacksonville has to beat the Detroit Lions. No easy task. And the Eagles have to beat the Titans. If that happens, Jacksonville got a chance. They just have to win this division, right? So
they need Titans to collapse.
Yeah. They will be 5-7 if they beat Detroit. And there's a good chance the Eagles do beat the Titans. And then so Tennessee will be 7-5. They'll be 5-7. Couple games behind. And who it's Jacksonville. Do they play the Titans twice coming up here?
They're gonna play them again. They
do
play them 4
them
times.
twice.
Yeah. They got Lions, Titans, Cowboys, Jets, Texans, Titans again.
Yeah. So, I mean, Lions, Cowboys, Jets, those are 3 tough games. I think they can beat the Texans, but they got to beat the Titans twice. So Jags Titans on the final game of the season could actually be interesting if
it all depends on what the Titans do.
Yeah.
Cardinals, I don't think they have a shot.
No.
I don't. Their offense was better against the Chargers, but I don't think they got a shot. I think that's the 49ers division to lose. Okay, and now here are the Lions and the Packers.
Yes.
So here's the thing. The Packers schedule, I'll tell you right now. They got to go against the Vikings again. They got to play against the Dolphins again. Or not again, but that's going to be 2 tough games. I don't think the Packers are going to make it. However, there is one schedule that gets real interesting, and that is the Detroit Lions. They got the Jaguars, which I think could be a tough game. The Vikings.
That's a playoff game, basically, for the Lions or Jags.
Yep. Vikings, the Jets. Then you got the Panthers, Bears, and Packers.
Wow.
By the end, the Packers might be starting Love.
Yeah, the Lions got... Those are 3 winnable games to finish the season, and they've got 3 tough games in a row right now. Man, if they would have beat the Bills, they'd be sitting pretty.
I think if they can beat the Vikings, if they beat the Vikings and win the other games, they have a shot.
Yeah. Which underdog cat do we want to get into the postseason? The Lions or the Jags?
Which
underdog cat? All right.
If the Panthers wind up winning the South, by the way, these last 2 teams, if the Panthers wind up winning the South, I'll die laughing. I'll die laughing.
Man, the Falcons, why couldn't you just beat the Commanders?
I want them to win the division so bad. So bad.
Keep Brady out of the postseason.
So bad.
He's not retiring, by the way, either.
Never, ever?
Not this year. We thought this was going to be his last year. Divorce has saved his NFL career.
All right. Worst, it has to be the Texans, right? Like the Texans are a 1-win team. They've lost 6 in a row.
Nope.
You think it's the Broncos?
Yep.
Do you really? You
I
think
do.
they're the worst? You think right now that they couldn't beat them?
Yep. No, this way I'm gonna do this. I listened to that Matt Rule clip, and another example of a guy just being honest. Like, that I probably wouldn't have taken that job, hindsight wise. Didn't throw shade at the organization, just said it like wasn't a fit.
Yeah.
We had different visions on how to build the team moving forward. I respect that. Okay. This is what are the Texans the worst team in the football, big picture wise? Yes. The worst team right now, though, is the Broncos. They lose to the Raiders. They lose to the Panthers.
Texans are losing to everybody.
The Texans are losing to everybody. They lost with Kyle Allen.
30-0 in the first half. Not good.
They did nothing. They were shut out 30-0 to the Dolphins. But they managed to score 15 points, Tom. They scored 15 points.
Tua literally didn't have to do anything.
I don't care. The Broncos, 10 points against the Panthers, 10 points against the Titans. They got 16 against the Raiders. I'm putting the Broncos as currently the worst team on earth.
I really just want to get a time machine, get that clip, and go back to August and show it to you and just see your reaction.
It would be the most shocking time travel experience with an interaction with myself I would ever imagine.
And then you'd be like, damn, my hair looks really good.
You'd go to 20-year-old me and show me my wife. I'd be like, oh, yes. Dang it. Tell me when I'm back.
I hear you, but you're not. Oh, there we go. Okay.
No.
You're good.
Tell me when I'm back.
You're back. All right. Show your wife. Okay. So you're saying going to 20-year-old you, showing your wife. Yep.
Yeah. Show me my wife. Show me my daughter. All the things you would just be blown away by. Show me saying that the Broncos with Russell Wilson are the worst team in football. I might die of a heart attack.
That one, you'd be like, I don't believe that one. Nope.
Yep. Oh, I meant to tell you too. So it's
Oh.
just a cute Carmi story. So when I go down to work, like she knows when I go downstairs, I go to work, and she's like, "Daddy, go to work now." Like, and she's doing sentences now. It's crazy. Daddy, go to work now.
Go together.
Well,
Yep.
she's come down here. She's been on the streams with us a couple times, and now she started saying, "Daddy, go to work. Talk to Uncle Tom." Daddy, go to work. Talk to Uncle Tom now. And I've had her downstairs because we'll play like in my workout area. And she'll come over to the computer. She's like, talk to Uncle Tom. Talk to Uncle Tom. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, that is what I do for work. But we can't talk to Uncle Tom right now.
Well,
Anyway.
apparently on the stream, I heard I was being summoned. It's true.
Yeah.
True.
So anyway, it's just adorable. I meant to tell you that.
That's adorable.
Daddy talked to Uncle Tom for work. Yes, he does.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
So just let me have this. We want to be the best at something.
That's
and
fine,
now
Perna. You can have
we're
it.
just
You can
being the
have it.
best at being the worst.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay.
Based on expectations, can't even argue that.
Yeah, expectations. I get that. I get
All right. Now, I think I've got a pretty firm idea who is the third worst team.
Okay.
And
I'm leaning towards Rams, maybe.
Yes. Confirmed.
Let's go. The Rams are bad. They're a bad football team. They didn't get as blown out as I thought they would. It was some sloppy play by the Chiefs, but
yeah.
like the defense is not good. The offense is not good. People are injured. It's not
Yeah. And what's hilarious is the Detroit Lions have the Rams first round draft pick.
Yes, they do. They got a top 5 pick because of that.
Yeah, right now the Rams have the 3rd pick and the Seahawks have the 4th pick.
Yep.
Or sorry, the Lions have the 3rd, the Seahawks have the 4th. And the Lions also have the 13th right now. So Detroit
Packers got top 10 pick, baby.
Detroit also needs to root for the Bears to keep losing because the Bears have the 2nd draft pick right now. And Detroit, with that ammo of that extra pick, if needed, because the Bears aren't going to take a QB, right? They got Justin Fields. The Texans at 1, they're going to take a quarterback. They just have to stay ahead of the Broncos in the draft order. So because Seattle will take a QB. But the Lions, because of that trade with the Rams, might be able to draft their quarterback of the future at 3. But even if they had to trade up with the Bears, like if the Bears are saying like, hey, we're going to deal, they've got the ammo with 2 first-round picks to do it. So Detroit, you better root for the Bears to keep losing. You better beat them when you play them. And you better hope the Broncos win a damn football game. So...
Well, that's the thing. The Broncos, they ain't getting nothing because they have the 49ers first round pick.
Yeah.
So they're
we're not. We can't fix anything this year.
Nope, which sucks. All right.
Another bad team.
I'm looking at a few. So like the Panthers are up there. Yeah, can we like separate like who we know is like put them all on the 7 to 10 line. So like I feel like the Panthers are in the top 10 worst. I feel like the Colts are there. Packers are there. Oh boy, this is where it gets like a little
4,
difficult.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay. Oh, buddy. Yo, you can't put them and not put the Saints. You got to put the Saints there. They were shut out, dude. I think the Saints are worse than the Falcons.
I do too.
Okay, all right. So we got number 1 and we got number 2. So number 3 is the Rams. Who would be at number 4 for worst?
I think the Colts. I think the Colts are the 4th worst team. I like just watching that game against the Steelers. They're infuriating, the Colts. They're in the red zone, ready to take a lead. I think if they score a touchdown there, they can take it. Put a great drive together. Snap to Matt Ryan, fumbles, and the ball goes right back to him. and he just can't hold on to it. So not only are they bad, they just have bad luck.
Yeah, I would say also, though, the Saints not only were shut out, Alvin Kamara fumbled twice, Andy Dalton can't play like 3 good games of football in a row. I don't know, man. The Saints are bad. Like, they're a bad football team.
I'd
I
go
do that.
Rams, Saints, Colts like that then.
I do that, and then maybe, like, I think Cardinals are on this list too. The Cardinals, I think, are a bottom 10 team right now.
Let's put them in the mix.
So hold on, let's see. So 3 through 8, so that's 3,
4,
5. All right, so then Panthers.
Yeah, that feels right.
Panthers, put there. Do we put the Raiders? Are the Raiders a bottom 10 team yet?
No, they were.
They were.
I'd put them at 11 now.
Okay.
I mean, they got 2 wins in a row. Their offense has the playmakers. Their defense is maybe bottom 5, but is it fair to judge the Bears without just? Damn it! There we go.
William would fade for the kitty.
Kitty.
No, it's not fair. No, because the Bears right now, like, their defense is not good. But yeah, no, with Justin Fields, they're a competitive football team. Like, again, the Bears can be one of the worst teams in the league, but, like, who cares? They get a better draft pick, and, like, they know that they have their guy. Like, it's all good. They win games, cool.
Yeah.
They don't, cool. Like, they're vibing.
The Bears they have to be the most optimistic bad football team because their offense, and they lose Darnell Mooney now. Whether or not Fields plays, like, the Bears shouldn't play Fields. Like, wait till he's healthy, but they're losing because their defense is so bad. But that's been part of the plan.
Yeah.
Meow. I mean, I'd almost throw the Ravens in there too at this point, but
Ooh, appreciate you, Will. Thank you. Panthers over Falcons.
So I'll take the Falcons out. Boom.
Okay, so then I think you put the Bears, but again, like you said, it's optimism. It's without Fields. Like, with Fields, they're much better. Yeah. So 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Yep. So they're at 7. I might put the Packers at 8. The defense is bad, man.
I'd take the Packers over the Steelers, yeah.
The Packers are bad right now. Like, they're a really, really bad football team. Like, their offense, like, they can put up points. It's just they can't be consistent. And, you know, the defense was, like, historically bad on Sunday. They missed more than 15 tackles. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. They had the ball shoved down their gullet running.
I think God. Are the Buccaneers better than the Steelers or the Cardinals? Like, these like other 3 are.
Yeah. I mean, I want the Buccaneers to be a bottom 10 team more than anything. But I think they are better than the Steelers and Cardinals. That said, they lose Tristan Wirfs for a couple weeks.
3 to 6, I think.
Yeah. And their line, you know, part of their issue is, like, you know, Brady's been under more pressure than normal as he gets old. And I think we're going to see just a struggle for that team to survive the NFC South.
I still think they will. All right. So, like Giant Bark saying, do you think the Buccaneers are better or worse than the Raiders?
Ooh, that would be a fun game to watch right now. I think they're better than the Raiders because the Buccaneers have a better defense. But the Raiders' offense right now is playing better than Tampa Bay's. Tampa Bay's offense just has not been good.
I feel like this is not like it's not a bad list.
Ultimately, I would go like this for the official top 10 worst teams.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
And I would throw the Browns in there as well. They're not a good football team. And
God, Joe Woods needs to be fired into the sun.
Is that what Browns fans want? Joe Woods gone?
100%. They want Joe Woods gone. Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy. When I said he was bad a couple years ago, did Browns fans let me have it?
Oh, yeah. No. I don't think that's a bad list. So, I mean, again, yeah, Cardinals, they looked better, but I mean, I watched that 49ers game and they were just, again, they didn't have Kyler Murray, which is a big thing. They got Kyler Murray back now and they look like they had some more life, but yeah, that is the worst one. Tires, that is the worst. Yeah. Same. They don't want Joe Woods. They don't.
A team that could end up on this list is the Giants too.
Ooh,
There's a hot take.
that is a hot take. I could see them definitely falling off as like it continues, but
It's an injury and just lack of talent on offense.
they have a practice squad out there.
Yeah, because they've lost 3 of the last 4 games, only defeating the Texans. And they got the Commanders this week, the Eagles. Let's see here. What do they got here? Sorry. Commanders, Eagles, Commanders, Vikings, Colts, Eagles.
They could lose and win one of those games. And that's it.
They might lose all of those games except for the Colts game.
Yeah.
Like, seriously. So they're knocking on the door.
I am hardcore cheering for the Commanders now. I just hate Dan Snyder and I hate that like he gets the benefit from it, but
yeah,
I just want to see the chaos. If the Packers can't go, I want the Commanders and I want the Lions to go into the playoffs and I want one of them to make a run. Because why not? I don't care. I want no one happy. Nobody. It's like with you have to watch the Broncos. We will make you watch the Broncos on primetime.
Watch my team.
Yep.
Watch them.
And suffer.
Greatly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because this is going to go over well. Speaking of the Browns, I know you put it in the rundown, and I saw that too. So Deshaun Watson is going to be playing against his former team, the Houston Texans, and 10 of his accusers, right? It's 10?
Yeah.
Are going to be at the game. I think the lawyer, right, got a suite for everybody.
Yeah, Tony Busby's taking him to the game, which is a weird move.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest. Like, there's
Honestly,
a part of me that's like taking the narrative, like empowerment, which I'm like, yeah, that's good. But I'm also like, it's also weird.
It is weird, and it's like kind of cruel to make
it's a spectacle.
Alleged victims go watch a Browns Texans game on top of everything else they've been through.
Yeah. So like, it is very odd. Like very, very odd. Yeah. So I think it is a lot of publicity, but
yeah, make Watson play in front of his accusers. Like, if he's guilty of these things, I don't think he cares. Like, I don't think that's going to make a difference. I don't know. It is a weird move.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure like no victim is being forced to do so. I mean, it's just it's odd.
It's also my cleats, my claws, my cause week in NFL, week 13. What's Deshaun Watson's my cleats, my cause?
Oh Jesus.
Is he gonna have one? Like, NFL didn't think this one through in terms of timing.
Nope.
They're like, oh yeah, let's get him back for the Texans game. So many people are gonna watch that.
Yeah. I'm not. I am not.
Boycott.
Yeah. So because I don't think the Browns are gonna, I don't know how many primetime games they got, if any, left. So that's good. Yeah, I think we got through everything. Oh yeah, Thursday Night Football. Got Bills Patriots. I think the Bills will be able to beat them, especially with how the defense showed up against the Vikings or didn't show up against the Vikings or the Patriots. Yeah. I think the Bills should be okay. It should be fine. Yeah, like that's weird. Like it's just weird. It's just weird.
Yeah.
Like I don't know who wins with that, you know? Like it doesn't seem like it's good for anybody. But yeah. So all right, Perna, what do you got coming out, bud? You're crushing it lately.
What am I doing? I got a short I'm about to post.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm working on 1 or 2 videos. Probably won't have something up till Thursday. One about the Broncos and just an NFL news video. So we'll see.
I don't know.
See what I get in.
I don't know. All right. That's all.
What do you got, Tom?
Might put out another video today, but I'm going to have predictions dropping later today. Also, it's the final day of the month, so the Patreon YouTube member Q&A going to be tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern.
Mine's tonight, too. Patreon, YouTube member, Zoom Hangout.
When are you doing it?
I had to do 2 this month because I missed October. I did the first week in November and the last week in November. So that'll be fun.
What time is yours?
Like 8 o'clock my time. Same time as yours.
8 o'clock.
Oh no, wait. Yours is 6, so that's 4 my time. I did math backwards.
Yeah, so it's like 10 p.m. Eastern.
10 p.m. Eastern.
Wow, so you do a late show.
Well, I gotta wait till Carmi goes to bed around 8, so
sure.
I want to make sure I help in the evening, and so we kind of got to wait till she's ready for bed.
Gotcha.
But yeah,
gotcha.
I make the East Coasters stay up late.
All right. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Well, folks, we appreciate you. We'll be back here on Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern and 9 a.m. Mountain Time. We appreciate you. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. This is GPS. And you've been navigated.
And you also did get